Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to my little channel. I'm in the kitchen today cooking. I'm making some baked chicken, some baked Hidden Valley Ranch chicken with some veggies. So I made this dish before and it was absolutely delicious. I'm doing it with some mashed potatoes. It is the bomb, okay? But what we're gonna talk about today, a buddy of mine on YouTube was talking about that earlier. She mentioned it earlier about this tipping stuff that we do. Everybody want to tip now. Everybody wants a tip for every little thing that's done. Even if they don't do nothing, they want a tip, which I think is cold blooded. You ain't did nothing, but you want a tip. A few weeks ago, I went into a coffee shop and I made my own coffee. It's like, they had like the big tall coffee pots, whatever, with the flavors, or they got like decaffeinated, caffeinated. They had like some kind of like maple. They had like a cinnamon coffee, whatever. I made my own coffee, my own cream. I always do sugar-free cream. I don't do sugar in my coffee, whatever. I made my own coffee. I went to the counter to go pay for it, and the chick was like, tip, and I was like, tip. Oh, I pumped my own coffee. But y'all a coffee shop. You're supposed to make the damn coffee, right? But you want me to tip you for me pumping my own coffee, pumping my own sugar-free coffee creamer, getting my stirrer, stirring it up myself, and I go to the counter to pay for it, and you want a tip? It's already about $4.57 for the damn cup of coffee. Now you want me to leave you a tip? Yeah, this tip culture that we're in is crazy. When I go to Las Vegas, I was hoping to go back sometime this year, but with this TSA stuff popping off and long lines, right now I'm like, I told my daughter we may go ahead and just wait till maybe next year, but we'll see. I don't know. But this tip culture and stuff we in, when I go to Vegas, I always get like maybe $51 bills. I'll break a 50, I take it to the bank and get like $1 bills. It's a whole bunch of singles because in Vegas, they want you to tip just because they walk past you. I mean, so like when I use an Uber or something like that, I'm not tipping them in an Uber because you already got your Uber on the app or whatever. And I'm always probably giving you a little tip on the Uber app, so I'm not giving you nothing extra, But so sometimes I may give them maybe something extra. It could be maybe $2 or $3 extra, but I never give nobody a 5. I'm not giving you a 10 or a 20, okay? The only person in Vegas that I gave a nice, huge tip to was at one of my favorite restaurants in Vegas at Caesar's Palace called the Water Grill. That seafood is so good, and I get the same guy when I go down there every time, and he know who I am. I know who he is when we go down there. So I leave him a huge tip. You know what I'm saying? That's out of the kindness of my heart. But to sit up here thinking that, I'm going to tip you for doing what you're supposed to do, you know what I'm saying? There was a Starbucks not too far from where I live, and the girl, she was so sweet to me because all I wanted was a cup of just plain coffee. I didn't ask for, oh yeah, I want some oat milk, easy on the this, easy on the that, put that in there. I ain't going there like I was ordering from a gourmet restaurant. I just said, I just want a plain cup of coffee. And she looked at me like, that's all you want? I said, yeah, just just small cup of coffee. She made me a cup of coffee, and she was, I know she was, a little boy was running around. And I said, oh, what a cute little handsome little boy. She said, it's my son, She said about the daycare provider, I guess she had to go to the emergency room, so she had nobody watch her son. And I asked her, I was like, I said, I'm going to give you a couple extra dollars or whatever. She was like, well, if you do that, I can get fired. I said, get fired? She said, yeah, because they took our tips away. I don't know how Starbucks is now. This was about 4 or 5 years ago. So, I don't know if all Starbucks is like that now or just the one that was not too far from my house or whatever. But, yeah, so what I did, I just, I think I gave her like $10. I just gave it to her. I didn't put it like in a tip jar. I gave it to her and said, hey, just buy your son something to eat or whatever, But that's, again, out of the kindness of my own heart. But to sit up here and thinking that the world owe you something because, because you did something small and we have to tip you. Like I said, I believe in tipping food workers. When you serving food, I give you, I may give you about $10. You know what I'm saying? And I believe in tipping Even if somebody come out here and cut my grass, if you say, okay, I cut your grass for $50, I may give you 60. But the tip for something that I actually did myself, okay? How the hell you gonna be a coffee shop but you don't make coffee? Okay, so if I go in there and pour my own coffee, I shouldn't be tipping nobody. I didn't ask anybody to pour my coffee. I got my own coffee. You know, okay, you may have a piece of cake or a croissant or whatever behind the counter, and I ask you for that piece of cake because you gave me a piece of cake that I'm paying for. I put to tip you for that. Come on now. That is utterly ridiculous. I mean, this tipping culture is so out of hand. It is so out of hand. So that's why I'm looking like, nah, I don't, all that tip stuff. You know, like I said, when we go to Las Vegas, when I always tell them I can bring my own bags upstairs. They don't want you doing that. I can bring my own bags because I always just take one bag and tell my daughter, we only got 2 bags. They're not heavy. I take my bag, she take hers. The only thing I bring in that airplane is my purse. So I tell them I can come back and get my bag. Oh no, man, we'll do it. They want that tip. So again, I give them probably like $2. Because again, I can carry my own stuff. I don't need nobody to carry my bags. Yeah, I'm like, I'm good. But they think they're gonna get a $10, $15, $20 tip out of me because you carried my bags from the lobby up to my room, yo. When I can carry my own bag, like I say, our bags are not heavy. Nope, I am not. No, I'm not getting. You get $2, no more than 3. And sometimes they'll come and when we checking out, they come get our bags. And again, I just say no. That's when I really carry my bags downstairs to the lobby myself and check it in because our planes sometimes don't leave until later on that night. You know. Yeah, tipping culture is crazy as hell. It done got out of order. I believe since COVID, and since COVID happened, the tipping culture has gotten completely out of control. You know, from I mean, even people who the food industry, sometimes they don't, you know, I like, if I go somewhere and just have a seat and, you know, the server bringing me some food, yeah, I'm going to tip you. But like I said, I would do DoorDash if I want to order me a quick hamburger and fries. Okay, you already getting like $5, $6, $7 from the top. Now you want more? If I do that again, it's out of kindness of my heart. Like one time, this one guy came here, and he came here in the snow. Now, trust me, I didn't want him to come here in the snow. But I ordered my meal, but by the time he got here, it was starting to snow. Okay? And I was like, damn, I should call and order, you know, just like cancel my order. But then I sent him a message, and I said I was going to cancel my order. I said, are you okay? He said, yes, ma'am, I'm okay. I'm okay. I said, okay then, just as long as you're okay on the road. But he got here, my food was still nice and hot, and I gave him like an extra like $10. I tipped him again because he did something he didn't have to do. I was gonna cancel my order, and again, I didn't know if that young man, that $10, he probably needed that. You know what I'm saying? To pay that, he probably $10 short on his rent. I don't know, or he needed some money for gas. I don't know, but I just tipped him some more money. That's all. You know, out of the kindness of my own heart. Because when I ordered it, it was not snowing. By the time maybe he was coming out, it was snowing. I was like, oh, snap. I think I'm going to go ahead and just cancel this order because I don't like being out in the snow. So I don't want nobody else out in it if they don't have to be out in it. But he came out. But no. Especially if you're already charging me a whole bunch of money for your services, I'm not giving you a tip. Okay? The tip is get your ass out my face. That's the tip you're going to get from me. Get out my face. Yeah. But anyway, I got my chicken and my stuff cooking right here. So I'm gonna let my food cook. We'll go ahead and dismantle for the evening on this Monday evening. I'm tired. It's been a lot. I did so much over the weekend, and I'm tired. So yeah. But again, y'all don't feel bad because you ain't tip nobody for something. They did some small gesture, and they want to tip for it. If you could do something yourself, just do it. But people still want to tip for that. Like, what the hell? Yeah. People are right. Since COVID, tipping has gotten completely out of, it's out of pocket. It's out of hand. Yeah. But all right, you guys. Y'all take care. Let those stay out the way. Let me go ahead and finish drinking my coffee. Tired, boy. I gotta just get my evening started. Y'all let those stay out the way. Holla back at y'all at a different time. Deuces.